Welcome to the North Carolina Central University School of Graduate Studies Graduate Council Bylaws Orientation. The purpose of the Graduate Council Orientation for North Carolina Central University School of Graduate Studies Graduate Council members is to provide an overview of the Council's bylaws, meeting structure, responsibilities, and procedures. It prepares members to effectively review and recommend policies, curriculum changes, and initiatives that support graduate student success, faculty development, and program excellence. Ultimately, the orientation ensures council members are equipped to advance the quality and impact of graduate education at North Carolina Central University. During this orientation, we will discuss the bylaws, the meeting structure, how to submit the curriculum change request form, and general goals for the academic year. Graduate Council Bylaws. The Graduate Council develops and recommends necessary rules, regulations, policies, and guidelines that govern academic programs leading to advanced degrees. The Graduate Council reviews, evaluates, and provides recommendations to the university on proposals for new graduate programs and on existing graduate programs, promotes quality in graduate programs, and promotes the general welfare of the graduate students and faculty. The Dean of the School of Graduate Studies serves as chairperson of the Graduate Council. The Graduate Council membership will include the following: one associate dean from each college or school, every graduate program director from each college or school, graduate student success officer, one representative from the Graduate Student Association, associate provost for academic programs and undergraduate research, an ex officio member, provost, and vice chancellor for academic affairs. Membership and responsibilities of subcommittees. Faculty Affairs Committee. Membership on the Faculty Affairs Subcommittee consists of the following: at least one council member from each college or school. Responsibilities. The Faculty Affairs Subcommittee is responsible for the following: 1. Review applications for graduate faculty status. 2. Review and revise procedures for appointments as graduate faculty. 3. Develop and revise guidelines for the graduate program directors. 4. Develop policies and procedures related to faculty development and faculty roles and responsibilities in graduate education. 5. Hear appeals regarding graduate faculty matters. Chair. The chair of the Faculty Affairs Subcommittee is elected from among the subcommittee members for a one-year term. The election will be held during the initial fall meeting of the Faculty Affairs Subcommittee. A chair may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms. Requests for reconsideration and appeals. Requests for reconsideration of decisions made by the Graduate Council regarding faculty applications may be submitted to the Dean of School of Graduate Studies. Appeals of the decision of the School of Graduate Studies regarding faculty petitions may be submitted to the Provost or Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs Office. Student Affairs Committee. Membership on the Student Affairs Subcommittee consists of the following: at least one council member from each college or school. Responsibilities. The Student Affairs Subcommittee is responsible for the following: 1. Conduct periodic reviews of policies and procedures regarding graduate assistantships, graduate student recruitment, admission, and retention. 2. Review and make recommendations on petitions for waiver of time to graduation requirements. 3. Review and make recommendations on applications for candidacy. Chair. The chair of the Student Affairs Subcommittee is elected from among the subcommittee members for a one-year term. The election will be held during the first fall meeting of the Student Affairs Subcommittee. A chair may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms. Requests for reconsideration and appeals. Requests for reconsideration of decisions made by the Graduate Council regarding student petitions may be submitted to the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies. Appeals of the decision of the School of Graduate Studies regarding student petitions may be submitted to the Provost or Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs Office. Membership on the Graduate Curriculum Subcommittee consists of the following: at least one council member from each college or school. The Graduate Curriculum Subcommittee is responsible for the following: 1. Review all requests for new courses or course modifications. 2. Review all requests for new programs or program modifications. 3. Develop policies and procedures related to standards for graduate courses and programs. 4. Establish and review guidelines for syllabi and course descriptions to ensure compliance with SACS requirements. 5. Establish and review guidelines for catalog language to ensure compliance with SACS requirements. The Graduate Curriculum Subcommittee makes recommendations to the Graduate Council on all course and program additions or modifications. Changes to the curriculum must be approved by the Graduate Council and the Graduate Dean before being forwarded to the Academic Policy Council, or APC. The chair of the Graduate Curriculum Subcommittee is elected from among the Council's faculty members for a one-year term. The election will be held during the first fall meeting of the Graduate Curriculum Subcommittee. A chair may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms. Requests for reconsideration of decisions made by the Graduate Council regarding graduate curriculum matters may be submitted to the Dean of the Graduate School. Appeals to the decision of the Graduate School regarding graduate curriculum matters may be submitted to the Academic Policy Council, or APC. Membership in the Graduate Policies and Procedures Subcommittee consists of the following: at least one council member from each college or school. The Graduate Policies and Procedures Subcommittee is responsible for proposing new policies and procedures and revising existing policies and procedures related to graduate students, faculty, and curriculum. Proposals for new policies and procedures and revisions to existing policies and procedures may originate from other Graduate Council subcommittees or members of the NCCU community outside the Graduate Council. However, all proposals must be reviewed by this subcommittee and presented to the Graduate Council. The chair of the Graduate Policies and Procedures Subcommittee is elected from among the subcommittee members for a one-year term. The election will be held during the first fall meeting of the Graduate Curriculum Subcommittee. A chair may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms. The Executive Committee is comprised of the chairs of the standing subcommittees. The Executive Committee serves in an advisory capacity to the Dean of the Graduate School. To develop the agenda for the Graduate Council Executive Committee meeting, the administrative assistant assigned to assist the Graduate Council, or GCAA, will consult with the Dean and members of the Executive Subcommittee in the week prior to the Executive Subcommittee meeting and ask if they have any agenda items that are needed. The GCAA will then send a draft agenda including those items and any items for consideration at the full meeting at least 2 academic days prior to the Executive Subcommittee meeting. The Graduate Council Executive Subcommittee will normally meet 1 week prior to the meeting of the full Graduate Council. At that meeting, the Executive Committee will finalize the agenda for the full Council meeting. The agenda for the meeting of the full Graduate Council will then be sent to all Council members via email, and materials will be put on Blackboard for review. The Graduate Council may elect to delegate normal responsibilities, such as review of graduate faculty status, review of graduate course modification, petitions for waiver of academic requirements, etc., to the Executive Committee during the summer months when the full Graduate Council is not in session. The newly formed Professional Development Ad Hoc Committee. Membership in the Professional Development Ad Hoc Subcommittee consists of the following: selected Graduate Council members. Other members from colleges or schools can be added to this committee per request to the chair of the Graduate Council. The Professional Development Ad Hoc Committee is responsible for proposing professional development programming and workshops for graduate students, identifying internship, externship, and employment opportunities relevant to graduate students' field of study, work in collaboration with the Graduate Council, Graduate Students Association, academic units, the Office of Career and Professional Development Center, and external partners to identify and promote internship, mentorship, and employment opportunities and to enhance career readiness and professional skills among graduate students, develop and revise guidelines related to professional development initiatives and partnerships. Proposals for new policies and procedures and revisions to existing policies and procedures may originate from other Graduate Council subcommittees or members of the NCCU community outside the Graduate Council. However, all proposals must be reviewed by this subcommittee and presented to the Graduate Council. Chair. The co-chairs of the Professional Development Ad Hoc Committee will be appointed by the chair of the Graduate Council from among the subcommittee members. This is the 2025-2026 schedule for the submission of materials, along with the meeting dates of Graduate Council and Academic Program Committee. The materials to be submitted to the School of Graduate Studies must be submitted the last Monday of each month. All Graduate Council meetings are held on the first Tuesday in each month from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. The Academic Program Committee will be presented on the second Wednesday of each month. The agenda structure is as follows: approval of the minutes, Dean's Report, curriculum items, which requires a vote. Faculty items, which requires a vote. Discussion items. Action items. Graduate Council Committee reports. Announcements. Adjournment. The Graduate Catalog, our contract with students. The Graduate Catalog acts as a key component of this contract, outlining the terms of the academic relationship, including these three components. 1. Degree requirements, which encompasses the courses and credits needed to graduate. 2. Academic policies, which are the rules on grading, academic probation, and student conduct. 3. Students' rights and responsibilities, which are the obligations and protections for both the student and the university. We now have a general overview of the university's admissions requirements, program requirements, and exit requirements for graduate students. This presentation outlines the key requirements for graduate students at North Carolina Central University, covering the entire student life cycle from admissions to graduation. Admissions requirements. Online application and fee. All applicants must submit a completed online application and a non-refundable $50 application fee. Academic transcripts. Official transcripts from all universities and colleges attended are required. GPA. A minimum undergraduate GPA of 2.75 is required for general admission. Though many competitive programs have a higher minimum, a 3.0 GPA is required for PhD programs. Supporting documents. A personal statement is required for all applications. Many programs also require a resume, writing sample, and/or letters of recommendation, typically 2 to 3. Standardized tests. The Graduate Record Examination, or GRE, is required for some programs, but may be waived for others. The GMAT is required for the School of Business. International students. International applicants have separate deadlines and must submit TOEFL scores if they graduated from a non-English speaking institution. Program requirements. Plan of study. All students must have an approved plan of study by the end of their second semester, which should be developed in consultation with their academic advisor. GPA. Students must maintain a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher. Falling below this threshold will result in academic probation, and failure to raise it within 1 year may lead to dismissal. Coursework. A minimum of 30 semester hours is required for most master's programs. All courses for a graduate degree must be at the 5,000 level or higher. Comprehensive examinations. Many graduate programs require students to pass a comprehensive written examination after completing a certain number of credits, an example at least 9 hours, and before being admitted to candidacy. Thesis or non-thesis option. Most programs offer either a thesis or non-thesis option, which may include a project, practicum, or capstone. The School of Graduate Studies Policies and Procedures Workshop, Warnings, Probation, and Dismissal Workshop will also be available and accessible in the OneDrive for your review. If you have any questions regarding the workshops, please let me know. I'm happy to answer your questions. The Curriculum Form. The Graduate Curriculum Change Request Form can be found at myeol.nccu.edu/document/2005870860. If you have any questions regarding completing this form, please contact me and I will send you a few examples of successful submissions. There will be updates regarding a digital submission process soon. These are the general goals for the academic year. Our overarching goal is to elevate graduate excellence, to strategically enhance the quality and impact of graduate education at North Carolina Central University. 1. Student life cycle and success. Goal: ensure comprehensive student success from recruitment through graduation and into their alumni careers. Initiatives: Student Affairs Committee. Implement targeted graduate student recruitment and admissions strategies. Develop and launch new graduate student retention initiatives. Enhance professional development programming for graduate students. 2. Research and scholarship. Goal: strengthen the university's research profile and foster a culture of scholarly inquiry. Initiatives: Faculty Affairs Committee. Enhance the visibility in the Faculty Research Awards Program, or FRAP. Enhance the Graduate and Undergraduate Research Symposium, or GERS. Promote student engagement in the 3-minute thesis, or 3MT competition. 3. Carnegie R2 and programmatic growth. Goal: Strategically advance North Carolina Central University toward Carnegie R2 status. Initiatives. Curriculum Committee. Assist with supporting the existing doctoral programs. Develop and propose new PhD programs in alignment with university goals. Foster the creation of interdisciplinary graduate programs to support expanded research. 4. Administrative operations. Goal. Improve and standardize administrative processes to enhance the student and faculty experience. Initiatives. Graduate program directors. Update the graduate catalog to ensure accuracy and clarity. Revise and streamline all official graduate forms for improved efficiency. Implement consistent, world-class customer service across all graduate programs. Questions?